Hey, what's going on, everybody? We got an exercise session here. This is what it's gonna look like. This is a follow-along jump rope and kettlebell exercise session. What we have is 5 minutes with the RX original 3.4 ounce, 10 kettlebell shoulder presses, and then 60 boxer steps. Then repeat the 10 kettlebells and shoulder presses and 60 boxer steps afterwards, and you're doing the boxer step without a jump rope. Then you're going to do kettlebell shoulder presses to muscle failure. What I do in this exercise session is I go to 20, so double what the set is. The key is to get to muscle failure. After you do the muscle failure kettlebell shoulder press set, you go to 200 reps with a 1 pound jump rope. I'm going to be using the RX Smart Gear Kronos, but you can use whatever weighted rope you have. And if you don't have a weighted rope, simply use whatever jump rope you have at your disposal. You're going to repeat this entire set, all 5 steps of this set, twice. This is going to be a tough one, but it's going to yield a ton of benefits. So I hope you're ready. Let's do this. For any workout, exercise session, you always want to start with a warm-up. What I like to start with is the boxer step, the shadow boxer step with no jump rope. That helps me get my body warmed up, and it doesn't take too much. It normally takes, for me, about 1 to 200 shadow boxer steps. I like to rotate my arms and get everything moving, get the blood flowing. Since jump rope is a total full body workout, it takes arms, legs, virtually every muscle in your body is engaged. I find that the boxer step warm up supports warming up for a total body workout such as jump rope. What I will normally pair the boxer step with is the dynamic warm-up, which I learned from a physical therapist that I had when I lived in Virginia and I was having some knee problems. It's helped tremendously. You can pair other moves, throw other moves into your boxer step warm-up. You saw me earlier throwing in some kickouts, some heel toes. That's perfectly acceptable and fine to do. What you see me here doing is the aforementioned dynamic warm-up. This helps me get my hip flexors warmed up, and it's also a total body warm-up because every part of my body is moving in this situation. I'm bending over at the waist, my leg is kicking out, and I normally do about 10 of those. All right, now coming up, we got 5 minutes with the 3.4 ounce RX Smart Gear. So we're starting it up. You see the timer in the bottom left. It's a countdown timer from 5 minutes. And that's what we're doing. I understand that 5 minutes is a long time to jump rope, particularly if you have just started your jump rope journey. The best thing to do if you can't make the 5 minutes, or if you are doubtful that you can make the 5 minutes, is to try your hardest anyway, and to go to the point where you feel like you can't go anymore. Stop, take a rest, or stop and do an active rest, like a side swing, or maybe you put the rope to the side and you do some shadow boxer steps, some shadow basic bounces, and then when you feel like you have the energy again, go right back into it. The key here is to test, to test the limits that you have currently, because the only way that you can break through and increase your endurance is to go all the way up to the point where you are comfortable, and then you have to push past that a little bit. So even if it's only 10 or 15 seconds past that, it's going to help. That is the way to increase your endurance. You don't just start jumping rope. with the ability to jump for 5 minutes straight. Doesn't happen, didn't happen to me. I'm sure that it's not the case for most people. Jump rope takes an intricate combination of cardiovascular strength and endurance and muscular endurance, as well as coordination. It's different from running in that sense. Most people can run with no problem, but the coordination piece is what separates running from jump rope. And it's not to say that running is worse than jump rope. I run 2 to 3 days a week. All I'm saying here is that the coordination required for jump rope is more specialized and harder to obtain than running is, because we are naturally born to run. We're born to run. So when you're doing these jump rope sessions, there are a couple hacks that you can use, particularly with long range jumping. And when I say long range jumping, I mean any jump session that's more than about 3 minutes. The hack that I use is employing different techniques within the bounds of the boxer step and the heel toe. What you see me doing here is I combine the two. I use the two interchangeably, and then I also use different combinations and permutations of both moves. So what you see me doing right now is the regular boxer step, where I'm doing one rotation on each foot. Sometimes I'll do 2 on each foot and then 2 on another foot. And what this aids in doing is giving your feet a short break. Doing the boxer step or doing the basic bounce over and over again is difficult over a long time frame, because you're using both feet equally and at the same time. The boxer step and the heel toe gives what's called a micro break, about a half second to a quarter second break, and that's enough, and it scales over time to give you enough of a break to where your feet aren't getting tired. So that is the primary hack to use when you're doing long range jumping, or any jumping in particular, is to give your feet a break like you see me doing here, and to use the boxer step. The boxer step, it's a cool move, it looks cool, but there is a specific purpose for the boxer step, and that is to give your feet a rest so that you can jump longer. Because the longer you jump, the more strong you're going to get, and the better at jump rope you're going to get. You're going to realize the cardiovascular benefits if you can jump rope for 5 minutes straight. All right, we got about 30 seconds left. And again, up in the right-hand corner, that's the jump rope that I'm using, the RX Smart Gear Black Ops. It's the 3.4 ounce rope. It's one of my favorite ropes I like to use. It's good for conventional, simple jump rope exercises like this. Not so great for tricks, but good for conventional single unders. Also outstanding for double unders. All right, 5 more seconds left. Try to finish strong. Go all the way to the end. Finish strong. All right, that's it. So take a quick rest here, just enough to hang up your rope. What you don't want to get in the habit of doing in these workouts is taking a long rest. You do not want to take a long rest. You want to go right into it. We got 10 kettlebell presses. If you don't have a kettlebell or a weight, doing push-ups is a good alternate exercise for this. But with the kettlebell, all you want to do, it's a simple exercise, is do what I'm doing there, is press above. Now we have 60 shadow steps. There's no difference between this and what I was doing in the warm-up for the boxer step. What this does, the purpose of the 60 shadow steps is to give a short break after the kettlebell reps so that you can rest, so that's a proven way to build muscle, and to also keep the cardio going, do an active rest. So now we got 10 more kettlebell presses. So you don't want to just lift and then go right back into it. You want to take a quick 30 to 60, even 90-second break between your weightlifting reps. All right, we got 10. We just knocked them out. Remember to do push-ups if you don't have a weight that you can lift above your head. You got 60 shadow steps. Just keep it going. Rotate your arms if you need to. Remember, the purpose of this is an active rest, but also to create a time space between your kettlebell presses or your push-ups. Now we have kettlebell press to failure. What you want to achieve here is double the 10, so 20, or you want to get to the point where you can't lift the kettlebell over your head again. There are a lot of benefits to going to failure. The one that I'm most concerned about is increasing insulin resistance, or decreasing insulin resistance and increasing insulin sensitivity. There's a lot of research out there that says that lifting weights to failure increases your insulin sensitivity, which is vastly important to your health overall, is insulin sensitivity. The higher your insulin sensitivity, the better your health is going to be in overall. We're ending the kettlebell rep portion with 60 shadow steps. Just a disclosure, in this workout, I do the 60 shadow steps after the final kettlebell exercise in this rep, but I don't in the second rep. Now, this is likely the most difficult part of the workout, is the 1 pound. The 1 pound rep. It's 200. It's not timed. For me, the 1 pound, especially the Kronos, it is much more difficult to use than the cross rope bolt. It provides a lot more muscular resistance, but it is more difficult for me to use. So getting 200 on these, especially after the 10 kettlebell presses, the sets of 10 kettlebell presses, is difficult. But the more difficult it is, the more results you're gonna get. So you go to 200. And the best way to perform with a weighted rope is to use your shoulders a little bit more than your wrists. You see me using my arms a good bit more, and I'm using my shoulders to move my arms slightly up and then slightly back. So it's more of a combination of shoulder movement and wrist rotation. Whereas if you're using a conventional jump rope, or a jump rope with not much weight on it, like the RX Smart Gear 3.4 ounce, you're not going to need to use your shoulders as much. There's a big difference there. So let's go. Try to get through it. If you need to take a rest, by all means take a rest, but ensure that you're pushing yourself to your limits, to the point where you truly don't think you can go anymore. Muscle failure is a good indicator of that, and that's why I chose 200, because about 200, especially after those reps, is about my limit as well. So that's definitely the hardest part of the workout, is using the weighted rope after the kettlebell sets. But you just made it through that, and now it's time, with no rest except to hang up your jump rope and get that situated, to go right back into 5 minutes of jump rope. You got this. All right, let's do this. Remember, if your arms are on fire, you need to take a break. Take a break, try to do some side swigs. Side swigs engage different part of the body, different part of the arms than traditional jumping, like what you see me doing here. So do whatever you can to maintain an active rest if you're starting to get tired. If you're not getting tired, good on you. That means you are in good shape and you're able to get through the workout with no problem. That's fine, but I recognize that all of us are at different and varying fitness levels. So I like to be considerate of everybody, understanding that this is a difficult workout. Be proud of yourself that you're even trying, but if you need to take a rest, by all means, there is nothing wrong with that. So we're about a minute in, and take heed to the tricks and the hacks that I mentioned earlier. This is the point in time where you want to become proficient in the heel toe and the boxer step so that you can increase the time you're jumping. The basic bounce, in my estimation, is not going to get the job done. If you only use and exclusively use the basic bounce, it's going to become difficult over time. I know that for me, I cannot sustain the basic bounce for more than a minute. That would probably be pushing it for me. Some people may be able to use the basic bounce longer than that, but I personally cannot, and that's why I use the boxer step, different combinations of the boxer step, different combinations of the heel toe, and that's one of the greatest advantages of jump rope is that there are so many different combinations that you can throw together and that you can capitalize on, that it truly presents an endless number of possibilities. We're about halfway through. Just keep going. 2 minutes, 30 seconds will be the halfway mark. This is your last 5-minute iteration of jump rope. So remember that. But what you want to do with these exercise sessions is focus on the positive. Focus on the fact that you got out of bed this morning, that you intentionally decided to do something to advance your health. And that is this exercise session here. Exercise has so many benefits. Research continues to yield more benefits that exercise has, from better brain activity, especially with jump rope because of the coordination that it takes to jump rope, to improving insulin sensitivity, weight maintenance, blood sugar control, all sorts of great benefits. So take pride in the fact that you are doing this exercise and that you've made an intentional decision to improve your health, because every workout you do does truly move the needle in the right direction to improving your health. So take pride in that, and remember that it's difficult to do these workouts. It's easy to go down the street and all this fast food and unhealthy food that people have that are available. It's easy to order things up and to fall away from a healthy lifestyle. But by doing this workout, you are choosing the opposite of that. So take pride in that and just keep going. We got less than a minute left. At this point, you should be pretty tired because of the combination of cardio and weight that you put on yourself. If you can, try to finish strong with some alternate footsteps, but if you're not feeling it, simply try to finish. We got 35 seconds left. Just try to finish, do your best to finish. After this, we have the kettlebell presses, and then we have the 1 pound jump rope that we have to knock out. If you made it this far, then you know that you can continue. Even if you have to take a few breathers, you know you can continue. 10 seconds, do your best to finish strong. If you're thinking about stopping, this is the worst time to stop, when you barely have 5 seconds left. 1, and we are done. Nice job. All right, now, remember, rest, keep it to a minimum, especially since you got the boxer steps coming up. We want to get the kettlebell or whatever weight you have or your push-ups and get right into it. So we got 10. Remember to control your breathing. Don't get out of breath when you're doing these weightlifting reps. Take your time. Don't rush through them. There you go. And we have 60 boxer steps. I call them shadow steps as well. This is a great time to catch your breath, but also to think about the next rep that you have, because you have another 10 kettlebell presses. But this active rest truly helps in getting a rest from the weights so that you can create that time space, but also getting a rest in general and getting a good bit of cardio too, because there's nothing wrong with those 60 boxer steps. They do offer a good bit of cardio, low impact cardio. All right, keep going, keep going. This is your last regular rep. Now we have 60. Keep that intensity going even with the active rest. Rotate your arms if you need to. You're almost done. This has been a difficult, tough workout, throwing in the 1 pound jump rope and the kettlebells. See if you can switch your stance up a little bit, throw some variability in there. Now we have our last muscle failure. I try to hit 20 in this one, and I do struggle at the end. If you start to struggle at the end, then just take your time. Take as much time as you need to get through the repetitions. You can hold the kettlebell at your chest for a couple minutes to attempt to summon the strength that you need to push the kettlebell above your head. And you see me here trying to concentrate. What I'm doing there is digging deep, because there's always a little bit of strength left. See, if you're struggling, that's a good thing. Dig deep and press upward. All right, got it. That determination is what you need to keep going. All we have left, 200 reps with the 1 pound jump rope. That's all we have left. Don't think about it. You see me thinking a little bit before doing it. My arms were hurting pretty well here, but don't think about it, just get right into it. Now remember, with the weighted rope, using your shoulders and your arms more so than you would with a lighter jump rope is completely acceptable. I like to straighten my arms out a little bit more to try to get that rotation from my shoulders, move my shoulders front and then back to aid my wrists in rotating the jump rope. Normally 200 reps takes anywhere between, I'd say, a minute, 30 seconds to 2 minutes. I didn't time it here. I like to do reps, to switch it up a little bit, because I know that it's going to be a hit type endeavor, and I'm not going to be going for more than 2 minutes with a heavy rope like this. It is amazing how different the Kronos and the crossrope 1 pound jump rope are, and they weigh the same. It's amazing though, because they are so different. All right, keep it going. Do whatever you got to do to make it through and to avoid resting. We don't have much time left here. Keep it going, everybody. And you see me here really struggling at the end, but that's all right. All right, we're done. Great job. That was a hard one. Anytime for me, weighted ropes are my nemesis, but hey, we made it. Great job. Take care.